In color, the continuing story of Peyton Place. Starring Dorothy Malone as Constance Mackenzie, Ed Nelson as Michael Rossi, Ryan O'Neal as Rodney Harrington, Barbara Parkins as Betty Anderson, Tim O'Connor as Elliot Carson, Christopher Connolly as Norman Harrington, Patricia Morrow as Rita Harrington, James Douglas as Stephen Cord.
Stephen Cord is a man with a mission. He has learned the shocking contents of Martin Peyton's revised will, which spell out the conditions under which his wife will inherit the bulk of the estate. Now, Stephen is determined to fight back, determined to build a legal case against Peyton which will void the will. Stephen intends to prove that his grandfather, his lifelong antagonist, is incompetent.
7 o'clock in the morning, Weber. What are you doing here this early?
Orders from headquarters?
Are you taking Mr. Peyton to the mill?
Nope, cemetery.
Cemetery?
You mean to tell me you've forgotten what today is? It's the anniversary of your mother's death. Shame on you, Stephen. Your granddaddy remembered.
Is this the Heritage Cemetery?
Yes, it is. Wood speaking.
Mr. Ward, are you the manager?
No, sir. I'm just the caretaker. Mr. Jordan, he's the manager, but he ain't in.
Oh, when do you expect him?
In a couple of minutes.
Well, this is Mr. Cord, Mr. Stephen Cord. Would you have him call me as soon as he gets there? I'm at 555-3626.
All right, Mr. Cord. I'll do that.
Thank you.
What was that all about?
Oh, nothing. Just business.
Cemetery?
Well, today is the anniversary of my mother's death. I just remembered it.
Your mother's? But what can that possibly mean to you?
Well, she was my mother. And we're going to pay our respects at her grave. Why don't you get dressed? Wear something dark and conservative, huh?
You haven't wasted any time, have you?
I'll wait for you downstairs.
Stephen, you can't possibly have any feeling for Catherine.
Oh, I've got a lot of feeling for my mother.
You know what I mean, any good feeling.
I want to be there this morning.
Why? It has something to do with what you told me last night. That plan you have for Martin Peyton.
We'll talk about it later.
Stephen, what are you up to?
Why don't you just get dressed and meet me downstairs?
morning, Norman.
Grandfather?
I thought I'd find you here.
I didn't expect to find you or anybody. Not this early.
You want to be alone. Sorry I intruded.
Morning.
Stephen, did you come to pay your respects to our mother?
Yes, Norman, we have.
Don't you think it's a little awkward?
Is that how you feel?
Heck no, I don't think it's awkward. But maybe I can help. Mother, this is your long-lost son. I'm sure you remember him.
Norman.
Did I offend you, Grandfather?
It's been very hard for Norman. Very hard.
Excuse me, Mr. Peyton. I'm Mr. Jordan, sir. The manager here.
Yes, go on.
It's about your request to look at other grave sites. We certainly want to cooperate in any way we can, sir, but you'll have to give us more time. You see, a request of that nature requires a legal clearance, and since Mr. Harrington made the original arrangements for the burial of his wife, that is, your daughter, of course, I realize that a site on higher ground would be much more suitable resting place. But the Peyton plot is right here, sir, and...
Mr. Jordan, is it?
Yes, sir.
What the devil are you talking about?
I beg your pardon?
I said, and I repeat, what are you talking about?
Well, the phone call today, I was told that...
I was the one who phoned you, Mr. Jordan. Mr. Peyton's request. He wanted me to remind you that he'd asked about a new site for the grave.
What is this, Stephen?
I was telling Mr. Jordan about your plans to change your daughter's burial ground. Well, surely you remember, Grandfather?
Remember?
Well, yes, you were very anxious to see that your daughter's site was changed. Said you'd phone about it yourself.
I don't recall it. Not at all.
We were having dinner a few nights ago. Remember, Betty? And you were talking about today, the anniversary of your daughter's death, and how you had never approved of this site. You wanted something special for Catherine. Isn't that so, Betty?
Yes, that's so. That's right, I remember the conversation.
Well, you must excuse me, Mr. Jordan. I realize that there's a lot of legal rigmarole attached to this.
Oh, that's perfectly all right, Mr. Peyton. I just didn't want you to think that we weren't prepared to cooperate in any way we can, sir.
I talked to you about this?
Yes. In fact, you asked me to confirm the arrangements.
I don't recall it. Well, I'll be in touch with you, Mr. Jordan.
That certainly isn't like Mr. Peyton. Not like him at all.
Stephen, I don't like being trapped.
Trapped?
You just set up an elaborate lie and forced me to go along with it.
I haven't forced you to do anything.
All right, then you relied upon my loyalty. Either I had to show you up as the liar you are, go along with your plan to make Mr. Peyton look like a forgetful old man. Stephen, you didn't discuss removing Catherine's grave with us. Oh, you're beginning already, aren't you? Well, I don't know whether I have the stomach for it. Watching you as you chip away at his pride and break him down little by little so that you can prove your case. And establish that he's what do you call it? Incompetent?
I thought you were with me. I thought we both agreed to fight back.
Stephen, I don't care about his money. I'm just tired of the intrigues and the maneuverings. Stephen, why can't we forget about the will? Forget about everything. Stephen, let's go away.
Forget? Just forget? I can't forget that that woman ignored my existence. That she literally gave me away. With a blessing. And no doubt urging of a doting father. can't forget that Martin Peyton must have ruined my marriage, end my career, and disinherit me. He declared war. He declared war the moment I was born. And if he's out to destroy me, I have every right to counterattack.
With the help from your loyal wife.
Betty, I am not walking away from this. And I don't expect you to either. You are my wife. And if that means anything to you at all, you'll stand beside me. You will help me.
If that's what you want.
It's what I want.
Wait in the car. I won't be long.
Sir, I wanted to work on the car today, and I've got some tools up at the house. Would you mind if I pick them up?
Some other time.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Weber?
That's my name.
Talk to me about a man named Jack Chandler.
Who?
Jack Chandler.
Chandler.
Come on, don't give me that. You've been seen talking to her.
So what's that supposed to prove, Count?
You seen Chandler today?
No, I haven't.
What about the last couple of days?
Then either. What's Chandler been up to?
We're just trying to locate him.
Sounds more to me like you're trying to pick him up. You got a warrant?
Well, never mind about that, Weber. If you see Chandler around, just be good and sure you let us know.
I'll do that just for you.